Clicking on Point of Sale in the menu on the left, or in the buttons in the center, will update or open a new tab with your Point of Sale system. Once the Point of Sale system is open, you have the ability to use your full Point of Sale. So here, for any sale, there are three things that must take place. First, a client should be loaded. So you can look up the client by barcode. By scanning their barcode, that will load the client up on the right. Optionally, you can look up any part of the client's first or last name by typing it into the box and waiting a second until it populates a list. You then select the client from the list and click Load Client. That will load the client's information on the right. Now we can see for this client, they owe money. This can be collected through the Point of Sale system by clicking Collect. That will load it into the current invoice and be added to their total. What also must happen is any staff member completing this transaction must enter their PIN code. You can see here it says that the staff PIN must be entered. That is entered in the barcode field as well. That will then link that staff member's name to this invoice. If this invoice was sold by a different person, so let's say it had some personal training and you wanted to record the trainer as the sold by, you would simply select the trainer's name from the drop-down list. Finally, you can add any individual items, packages, or make payments on agreements through the Point of Sale as well. Now these items, entering the staff PIN, loading the client, and adding items to the invoice, can happen in any order for any transaction. So if this client was also purchasing a water, you would simply click Products, and it will give you a list of your subcategories, and then you can click Water, and it will show you the different waters you have. Of course, if you have barcode setups on your items, you can simply scan the barcode and it will immediately add it into the current invoice. So let's say they're buying a 1 liter water. Clicking on that will add the 1 liter water to the current invoice and update the total. If they're buying packages, you will see a list of all the package subcategories. If they're buying a weight loss package, you will then see the weight loss packages. Clicking on the package will load each individual item that's included in that package as part of the current invoice. And you will also see the package name displayed on the invoice as well. Once you have the invoice ready to go, you can now work on completing the transaction. To complete the transaction, you're going to determine what the client's payment method is. If they're paying the full amount by Interact or debit, you simply click that symbol and it puts the full amount in there, and you're now ready to record the payment. But if they're doing a split payment, let's say they wanted to do $250 on their Interact and the balance on their Visa. You enter $250, click the Tab button to move off that, and it will now show what the balance owing is. You can now enter the remaining balance of $641.98 on their Visa, tab again, and now that the totals match the grand total, it will allow you to record the payment. If there were going to be a discount applied to this invoice, you would simply use the drop-down to select the discount amount. Then you can add a note for the reason for the discount. Discounts are recorded separately and outstandingly on the cash out sheet, so you can see them at a glance. Once you're done, you simply click Record Payment. The system will then generate an invoice, which is then opened up, and you can either email it to the client, print it, or the clients can simply log into their profile to view these invoices online as well. You simply close that tab to return to the Point of Sale system, and you're ready to complete your next transaction. You will also have the ability for clients to make prepayments on their agreements. So again, if we're going to look a client up by name, and we click on their name and load the client. If we click on agreements, we can see what agreements this client has in the system. So if they wanted to make a prepayment on their biweekly membership, you simply click on that and it will load their next payment into the current invoice. Once again, the staff just enters their PIN code. so now they are linked to that sale. By doing this and completing this sale, the client's next automated payment for their 2-year biweekly membership would not be processed because it has been collected in advance. If you want to change the quantity, you simply click the button again, and you can increase the quantity to whatever you want. All of those would be applied as credits on their agreement that are then used prior to any automatic payments coming out. At the end of the day, staff has the ability to access the cash out as well. By clicking cash out, it will open a new tab, and this tab will have their full cash out report. It will default to the current day. They can set the time range if they need to, if you have multiple shifts during a day. And then you can see what transactions occurred during that time period. It will record the payment type, facility, the invoice number, which is clickable to open the invoice, any discounts applied, who it was sold by, who the PIN that was entered, who was logged in at the time, who the client was, the payment date, and the payment amount broken out by type. Closing that tab returns you to the point of sale system.